This is a phenomenal turnout, and I am so grateful that you are all here, and also grateful to anybody who's joining us on the live stream or the recordings later. Hello, my name is Josh Simmons, and I am the Managing Director of the Matrix.org Foundation. And it is my distinct pleasure, again, to welcome you to not just day one, but the first annual Matrix Conference. Thank you again. So, how many of you were able to join us for the bar camp yesterday that Jan ran? Love to see that. How was it? Great. Yeah? Yeah. Let's give Jan a round of applause for that. And let me just set your expectations now. There's going to be a lot of people that I'm going to be thanking, so there's going to be a lot of applause. So bear with me here. Thank you also not just to Jan, but everybody else who helped run the unconference yesterday at the bar camp, and also to all of the session organizers who contributed to that. We have a fantastic program for you today and over the next couple of days. Today begins 2 days of sessions, followed by a day of community sprints and meetings on Sunday. So today we have 3 tracks running here in Lab 3, which is the room we're in now, in Lab 4, which is the room above us, and Lab Green, which is all the way downstairs in the basement. Yes, we will be using stairs a lot today, and if you have accessibility needs, we will be happy to help you use the lift as needed. I encourage everybody to check out the schedule and plan your day as best you can. Many of the talks are scheduled back to back, and indeed, it takes a little bit of time to get from room to room. So it's good to have a plan. Lunch today starts at noon. Sessions beginning promptly at 1:30. So please, enjoy your 90-minute lunch. We deliberately made that longer than many conferences, but do come back on time so that our presenters don't have empty rooms to present to. There will be a short coffee break at 4 o'clock, but coffee is available pretty much all day long, and thank goodness. Speaking of, can we please thank the venue catering staff? If you've been enjoying their coffee, you know this is not the average conference sludge. Thank you to our baristas and venue staff. On that note, I'm glad to say that we have a barista here on Lab 3 as well as the ground floor, so you don't need to travel too far if you need caffeine. So, our program today ends at 6:30 p.m., after which folks are encouraged to find dinner together, enjoy a night here in Berlin. I know many of us have traveled here. Thank you to the folks who are locals for your hospitality. It is really lovely to be in your city. Lacking any other plans tonight, and I'm looking for Jan here, I believe there is a fallback plan at Seabase. Yes. So Seabase is incredible. Hackerspace doesn't do it justice. You're just going to have to ask them and learn more about it. But there's going to be a gathering at Seabase after the event for drinks and whatnot. So if you don't have anything else to do, definitely check that out. It's going to be a great time. Tomorrow's schedule follows more or less the same pattern. Doors open at about 9, sessions begin at 10, lunch at 12, coffee at 3:45, and then we'll wrap up certainly by 6:30. And we will have a closing session here. So I hope everybody can stick around to the end of that closing session because that is another important way to punctuate our experience together here. Huge thanks to the AV team. We are recording every session today and tomorrow, for which speakers have given us permission to. And they are also being live streamed on our YouTube channel, PeerTube someday, and you can find the details on our website at 2024.matrix.org. I'm ecstatic, actually. I'm not going to lie. I am thrilled that we have sold out and hit max capacity for our first annual Matrix conference. This is just phenomenal. And we know we have to get a bigger venue next year. But let's make sure we max out that venue again. So please be noisy about your time here. If you're on the Fediverse or pick a social network, please post about your time here, about the experiences you're having, the things you're learning, any takeaways you have, any photos you want to share, and tag those posts with MatrixConf so that we can find them. Also, please join us in the Matrix space and set of rooms at MatrixConf, matrix.org. I should add that is a place where you can connect with other attendees remotely, but also where you can do some Q&A and ask questions if you have any challenges throughout the event. So I want to take a moment to talk about our code of conduct and health and safety policies. Open source is nothing if not community. And Matrix is no exception. So we have a duty to make this a welcoming and inclusive community and to take care of one another. So this event is governed by several policies, including our code of conduct. We do not tolerate harassment or abuse. Here, we are excellent to each other. We lead with curiosity. And you can find our code of conduct, among other great resources, again, on our website. Now, if you need help, look for somebody with this bright yellow shirt, and we will help you out. We have volunteers and staff wearing these shirts. They can direct you to somebody who can help with whatever situation it is that you find yourself. I should add, we also have a robust health and safety policy, and I am seeing all these beautiful faces with masks in the audience, and thank you, truly. COVID is still a going concern. It's still serious. Unless you've been vaccinated recently, you're still vulnerable. And I don't know about you, I'm not keen to send our core community into early retirement with disability unnecessarily. So thank you all for abiding the mask policy. And just as a note, masks are required anytime you're indoors, unless you're eating, drinking, or presenting. We're trying to be reasonable about this, so thank you. I will add that we have masks downstairs at registration. They're available. We have enough for literally everybody for every single day of this conference, so don't be shy or reserved about taking those. They are for you. I would like to thank KDE and Tobias Fella for donating about 100 rapid antigen tests. You can find those at the registration counter as well. Violations of the health and safety policy are violations of the code of conduct, period. You'll be reminded. The persistent violators will be asked to leave with no refund. So we take this very seriously. More housekeeping. White lanyards. If you see anybody with a white lanyard, that means no photos, or at least ask for permission first. So please be respectful of that. We are, of course, a privacy-conscious community, so we're trying to honor that. Here at the venue, we've been asked to have no outside food and drink. Thank goodness we have great coffee. We have great snacks. Did you see that spread this morning? Oh my gosh. So please don't bring outside food and drink. But if you've got like a water bottle, right, you gotta take care of yourself, no problem. I want to add that there's a lost and found at registration. There's already been a lost water bottle, and if you find something that appears to be abandoned, please drop it off at registration. If you're missing a hoodie, a sweater, glasses, or something else, go to registration. It might just be there for you. Wi-Fi passwords, they vary by room. I don't know if you've noticed, but this is like a concrete building with a lot of metal in it. So there are different routers and different networks on each floor. So just look for the password. Here, you'll see their little placards around the building to find those. And I'll add, we're all on one network connection. We're all geeks. Chances are we have a lot of data needs. Please be mindful of your data use here. We want to make sure that the live stream can be successful and we're not excluding people from that, and that we don't have any network issues. Okay, housekeeping done. So I just want to set the stage a little bit for where we are as an ecosystem, as a community. Today, this month, September, marks 10 years. 10 years since the first blog post on matrix.org. How far we've come and how far we still have to go, but seriously, for all of the people who have been working on Matrix for these last 10 years, or whether it's been 10 or 5, or you're new like me, thank you for all of your work in getting us to here today. Join me a moment in thanking all of the contributors who have put so much of themselves into making Matrix what it is today. Now, if I may navel gaze for just a moment, it's also been 1 year this month since I joined the foundation as its first managing director, and it is an honor and privilege to serve in this role with you all. Not only that, it has been 3 months since we elected our first ever governing board. And now we have about 100 million addressable users on the Open Federation. Excuse me, it's over 115, but who's counting? And adoption of Matrix, in particular by open source and free software communities, by European governments, by international organizations like NATO and the United Nations. All of this is something to be extremely proud of. We are liberating people from the siloed, proprietary, centralized solutions that are out there. We are giving people greater freedom to choose their own destiny, to have more digital autonomy, data sovereignty. This is a valuable mission that we are on. But it turns out that this is a hard problem space. Few things worth doing are easy or fast. The work we're doing to bring decentralized, federated, let's see if I can remember the list, free and open, privacy-respecting, standards-based communications to everyone on this planet is an extraordinary technical and social challenge. Let's be honest, this is hard. Here we are 10 years in with Matrix, on the cusp of Matrix 2.0, a giant leap forward in user experience and extensibility, with a foundation that is learning to stand on its own as a community-driven steward. But it's no secret that the challenges are still steep. We are far from financially sustainable, not just as a foundation, but as a whole ecosystem. We need to bring more resources into this ecosystem to support the people doing the work. We still have sharp edges in end-to-end encryption that are salient challenges. Trust and safety and moderation require a lot more investment and collaboration. And frankly, there are some missing features that people have grown to expect of their communications tools that present a barrier to truly mass adoption. This is all true, and the road ahead is steep, but I am proud of how far we've come, and I think the future is bright. Considering the difficulty of the problem space we are working in, the higher standards that we are holding ourselves to, in contrast to name some megacorp, and the shoestring budgets that we're doing this work on, when compared with the centralized and proprietary tools that are out there, I think you should be proud too. Of course, we cannot rest on our laurels. Now is the time to redouble our efforts, to summon our better angels, to collaborate more deeply, and to put our money where our mouth is. You knew this was going to include a little pitch, right? Many of the individuals here are already supporting the foundation or in the Matrix ecosystem, either financially or through contributions to core projects. And some of the organizations represented here have already stepped up to join the membership program that the foundation launched in late 2022. Indeed, I believe there are another 4 organizations represented here today that are in the pipeline to become members before the end of the year. And thank you. Thank you for answering that call. But there are still many organizations that benefit from the work of the foundation and the broader ecosystem who haven't yet reciprocated that value. It's a common challenge in open source, a common problem. And it's not just the software that these organizations are benefiting from. It's not just the time and energy that they're benefiting from. This conference, the first annual Matrix conference, is also a service to the ecosystem. From the foundation in partnership with the volunteer Matrix community events team. This conference is running at a significant financial loss, but we know it's still worth doing. Have you found it valuable? Do you find it valuable? If you do, I hope you want it to happen again. So it's time to step up. If your organization benefits from Matrix, the time to step up is now. Please reach out to me or Matthew or Thibaut, and we will gladly have a conversation with you about that. Okay. All right, I'm getting back to clapping. Please join me. Yes. You're an extremely generous crowd, thank you. Please join me in thanking our sponsors, without which none of this would be possible. So, thank you to Element, our anchor sponsor and public sector track sponsor. Element also donated design and PR resources, among others, continuing their long history of donating to the foundation. Thank you to Denim, whose sponsorship has made the live streaming and video recordings possible. And thank you to Nordec, Famedly, and Connect2X for making sure that we all have quality food and drink while we're here. Truly, thank you all. Thank you, the attendees, for being here, because what's the point of throwing an event if people don't show up? And thanks also to our volunteers. There are many of you. Most of you are wearing these shirts. Sorry there. Thank you to the members of the foundation who have helped us to get this far. Thank you to the contributors all across the ecosystem for the work that you are doing. Thank you to Plain Shorts, the fantastic Berlin-based event organizing company that we are working with to help make this possible. The foundation, if you don't know, is a very small team, and we definitely needed help to make this happen. Thanks also to Mitosis Lab, this fabulous venue that we're in, and also to the foundation staff who have been working double duty in the weeks leading up to this and working very, very long hours to make sure we all have a great experience here. I cannot finish this without a profoundly deep and meaningful thank you to the Matrix Community Events team. I cannot overstate how wonderful it has been to partner with them in putting this event on. I would like to thank Jan and Nadine, who have been key organizers of the Matrix Community Summits the last couple of years. They're sitting over there. Let's direct some applause their way. Now, don't think I wasn't going to say Kim's name, because Kim here is the governing board representative for the Matrix Community Events team. And has just been a phenomenal partner, stepping up and facilitating. Thibaut on the foundation staff has led the organizing from our side, but truly, him and Kim are a team, are just an incredible duo, and so grateful to work with them both. I just said his name. Thank you, Thibaut. Okay, you've heard enough from me. I am standing between you and some other truly great things, but I cannot finish this without saying that hell yes, we are going to do this again. We will be back, France, October 2025. Wait for more details. Thank you very much. I hope you all have a fabulous time while you're here.